It is that season in Africa, in Kenya, in a semi-arid land, on the slopes of Kilimambogo, that I'm taking this video in our small organic farm. And the weather has really changed. It is extremely hot. And so I want to show you how our crops are doing on the farm as they struggle with this heat. Look at the bananas. Not yet so dry. They're still surviving. And beneath it, we had planted some pumpkin. We are watering them, and so they are doing quite well. If you can see these ones are actually struggling, but we are watering them. I just hope they are going to make it. Next to this banana is this pawpaw. We have not yet identified whether it is a male or a female, but it hasn't dried up. And again, below it, we have more pumpkin, which we transplanted here, and they are also doing well. We do not water the pawpaw tree itself, but only the pumpkins. Look at the leaves. They are still quite green, except these ones that are dried up, but I think this is part of the process. Whether it was dry or not, that would still happen. This is another banana. This is the sweet banana. Look at the stem. It is quite okay. It has not dried up yet. And let us look at below here. We had one sucker that was growing, and here it is. Look at it. Oh, it is drying up. This one is actually drying up. I'll try watering it. I hope it makes it. We have this maize cob. Not maize cob, the maize itself. Not sure whether it has anything in it. Then on this side, we have a mango tree. I water this as well, and it's doing relatively well. This is okay. We have put the cowpea stalks down here so that it forms part of the mulching, so that it can retain the water when we do water it in the evenings and in the morning. Then this is our banana. The ones that were originally big are doing well. They have not been affected by the heat. Look at the banana leaves. They are doing very well. Just look at that. These ones, I guess it's natural. The ones at the bottom, they dry up. Then this is our mchicha. It has produced seeds throughout. We have these tomatoes, and they are very few. I think the flowers fell off because we have very few flowers now. Look at this. Even the fruit itself, there are just 3 of them. But look at how it looks like. All the leaves are just drying up. Or is this a disease? I'm not sure. So let me know in the comment section what you think could be the problem. So on this banana, this section, we had many suckers. Let's look at them. 1, 2, and this is a third one. So you can see. I hope they survive, because we really need to prune to water them. This is not a vegetable. just a weed. Yeah, so that's how it looks. But look at this one. This one is doing well. We'll keep watering them. So that is how our bananas are doing. Then we have a few things that we had put in containers. This is another tomato. It has small fruits. Look at them. A few flowers. I hope they mature into tomatoes. Then we have our vegetables. These are kales, doing quite well. Then we have this fruit. Do you know which fruit this is? Let me know in the comment section what fruit this is. Or do you want me to give you a leakage? No, just let me know. Let me bring it closer. We are watering it and it's doing quite well. I'm not sure we can be able to transplant it at the moment because this is black cotton soil and it gets so dry. Even this, despite the watering, it gets so dry. This one, I don't know whether it is the birds that are eating. Look at this. So I'll need to do more watering. Then this is our seed bed actually, where we put the fruits for the pawpaws after eating, and they're doing well. Yeah, these ones are doing well. They haven't shown signs of withering. Okay, look at our garden here, where we have separated it because the soil was flowing away. We have very little soil left for any of the crops. These are the tomatoes, and there are two types. This is the normal one that we planted, but we have these cherry tomatoes that do not get out of this farm. They look like they are dying, then eventually we still have plenty of them. So I'll plant some tomorrow, but this is how our farm looks like with the cherry tomatoes. You can see some of them, like at this section, they are really drying, except at the tips where they are flowering still. You can see that. Cherry tomatoes. These ones are survivors. I think they thrive in the heat. So I'll start watering them just in case they are to continue. Then if you can see in this gully here, looks like there is nothing, but there is something. Look at that. Let me bring it closer. Look at that. And it continues for the whole line here. Look at that. Look at that. Can you see what is that? Actually, these are carrots. We planted these carrots a month ago, and we have been watering them, and at least now we can see some signs that they will survive. Here we have some potatoes. These ones actually, they just dried up. As you can see, these ones have dried up, and we are really not going to get anything from this season. Yeah, they did not, we don't have any potatoes. Look at that, they're really small. Look, these ones, no, these ones are a no. Look, really small, and it's the whole section. So I don't know what could have happened. We'll have to see what else to put in as we return these ones for the next season. Then here we have the raised bed. Look at that. Can you see those lines? These are carrots, just like the ones I've been showing you. We planted these ones much later, but they are doing very well. We grew a few lines. You can see, like here, they almost died. This is one, then there are several here. This line as well, look at that, we just have a few. Yeah, but I thank God that we are going to have some carrots, but it's a lot of work having to do watering all the time, morning and evening. The beauty is we have rain water which we harvested, so we are going to use it. It works better than the piped water which is salty. So that is how our raised bed of carrots looks like. Next we have these fruits that we planted just when this rainy season was over. This is a mango. Maize, but let me show you what we have in this raised garden as well. Look at this. We have our spring onions also doing quite badly. I don't know whether we will need to uproot them as well and transplant them later, but when you water them within a very short time, it has dried up. Actually, the rains disappeared and it is extremely dry. So I'll try watering these spring onions. As you can see, there are a few there. And then here we had a few tomatoes. As you can see from the lower part, they are drying up. This one is still surviving. And this was a potato. Let me uproot it and see if there's anything left. Imagine. Nothing except the original potato that we put here. Nothing. Not even, imagine a whole season gone. Nothing. Oh, there's one. Another one, two. But the ground is also so dry. So dry. Yeah, so these cannot be eaten. We'll only put them away, and they act like seed potatoes for the next season. So unfortunately, we are not harvesting any potatoes. Those are more of the pawpaw seedlings, which are always given away, but this is how they look. We are watering them and they are struggling, but they are surviving. So this is where we had planted our spinach. Spinach are the most difficult things to grow. We had so many seedlings that had survived, and we were even unable to transplant them because every time we transplanted them, they just died. And then the birds have, they wake up in the morning and this is where their first stop is. So at least we have tried. I'll try the next season another type of spinach, not this one. There is another type of spinach which I will try. As for our flower here, not a problem, it's doing well. So we had planted some hot pepper and they are doing well. So there are about 4 or 5. Look at this. Imagine, as small as it is, they are already flowers. Yeah, so soon we are going to have pepper. Imagine this short. Already some stems have started putting on there. So these ones are surviving. These ones are survivors. They are still looking green. Look at another one here. You see, it can put some leaves coming out from there. So these ones are doing good. So these are our pawpaw trees, both the male and the female. And this one is doing well. The flowers are still there. You can see it's flourishing despite the heat. It's doing well. Let us look at our female one that has several pawpaws on it. They are still firm and they're even just growing bigger. Still flowering. Can you see that? Yeah, smaller ones up there. So the heat has not affected these ones. And you see, at this stage we cannot water them. No. These ones are big. I hope they will survive this heat. So look at our trees. This is the pine tree. It has actually grown so tall. Maybe we need to prune it. But as though the weather has not even changed, it is looking so green. Nothing has changed. This one is doing very well. It hasn't been affected. And so is this neighbor here, the pawpaw male. Look at it. It just amazes me at how these flowers hang on these branches, the many branches. It is doing quite well. Look at it from the stalk. It is very big. Very big. Doing very well. And even this one here. This is the grevillea. Not affected at all by the heat. Yeah. It's just looking green and nice. And that is how the rest of the farm looks like. Where we had planted cowpeas and in some places beans, we have harvested them. And now these cowpea stalks all need to be removed. We just removed in some section, but not all. Then we have our maize as well. These ones, some are still green, which can be eaten when they are boiled. Others here are drying. And look, even our birds have something to eat. They have already started pecking. And others are drying. Look at this. So we could be removing all of them. Okay, that is how our farm looks like. Let's look at our aloe vera. Look at our aloe vera. And you know, this was all green, very green. I don't know why it is turning this brown color. Is it because of the heat? I don't know. But normally it is very green. Okay, that's our aloe vera. Meanwhile, we planted our cassava. Our cassava looks like this. Our cassava looks like this. Honestly, I don't know whether it is going to survive. And I don't know. Yeah, let's try and see. Let me not put a benefit of doubt. But I know without watering it, it will not work. So let me see how it works. And in the next video, maybe, we can see how it is faring on. So we planted about 3 of them. So this is just one. Let's see how the other one looks like. So this is how the other cassava we planted looks like. It also has no sign of any leaf, of any life in it. It's just the same as it was. In fact, it's really dry. So I'm just hoping it also survives. Maybe it was poor timing, but let's see how this goes. So this is how you plant cassava. Not from the cassava root itself, but from the branches. So we'll water them and see how it goes. Remember, we planted an orange tree. There are actually two. And this is how one of them looks like. This one, the leaves fell off right from here. And look at that. Still have leaves there. But this one is looking okay. This one is looking okay. This is our avocado tree. And I think out of the fruits that we planted recently, this one looks best of them all. Don't mind the tomatoes that are lying everywhere there. That's how we get our seedlings to plant anywhere else. So that's how it looks like. It's doing well. So this fruit is the apple one. And it had started drying almost immediately. But this is, I think this will survive. It's struggling, but looks okay. I don't know what these are. These are beans, I think, or the cowpeas. So we are watering it every day. And I can see like some of the roots are out. Maybe I need to cover them like that. Yeah. I think this needs to be covered. And it's soft. Yeah, it's soft because of the watering. I hope it survives. Because I only have one apple. And I'm not sure in this region, because it's semi-arid, I'm not sure whether apples grow. The ones I know grow mainly where there's a lot of rainfall or in cold areas. But let's see, it's worth trying. And this is how our mulberry looks like. I think this is the one I am most happy about. Look at this. Imagine, as small as they are, we already have fruits on it. Wow. Short. But here we are. This one is doing well. And we have planted our traditional vegetable here as well. This one is called we also have this traditional vegetable that is doing very well. It's already starting to creep, but we will have to change it, as I have said, the earlier the better, because this grows into a bush. And it does well even when it is in the dry season. It actually resembles a succulent. Maybe it is, I don't know. Yeah, so this one is not affected by the heat. This is our pawpaw, our famous dwarf pawpaw. And during the heat, just look at the ground, the way it has cracked. Look, the cracks there. But our pawpaw is doing well. Actually, they are ripening. You can see they are changing color. Look at that. We have actually harvested 3 of them. 2 big ones and a small one. And there are others that are continuing to fruit. These are fruits. I hope they will not drop off. Did this dry and drop off? I don't know. But quite impressed. Look at it, the way it looks from up here. The leaves are still okay. So let's continue with our farm and see how it is surviving in this heat. As for this one, I don't know what to say. Just look at how it is cracked. Let me remove this stone. This is the pomegranate. Pomegranate. Aye, that word is always so hard for me. It's looking green, and at least it is starting to get some body. This is a very delicate fruit to grow because it's very thin. and it has really taken time to get just a little farm, but I'm happy with the progress. This is another pawpaw. It is actually looking good. Small ones. I don't know whether to water this one because it's the first time it's fruiting. Very many fruits on it. I think this one's to fall off is natural, then to leave the fruit to survive. And as for these ones, I think it's okay. But maybe because we have water, we could also just water it. Give it a little boost. Yeah, but that's how our garden looks like. Then we also have our lemon. This lemon has really struggled. Imagine it is over 1 year. It has been very green during the rainy season, but now I can see it is yellowing. Why would it be yellowing at this particular time? Yet we water it. We'll continue watering it anyway, so that's how it looks. But for the traditional vegetables, this is mchicha, amaranth actually. You call it amaranth. They are also aging. They have also aged. And probably we'll just have to dig up the whole farm. We'll dig up the whole farm. Look at this, the African nightshade. It has even started fruiting also. Are these fruits edible? Let me know in the comment section. Do you eat these fruits from the amaranth? No, this is African nightshade. And finally, this is where the action is. On the farm, I think this is the only place that is quite lively. These are our sweet potatoes. As you can see, the flowers have closed. They are no longer as big as they were. Not yet time for harvesting because they're just 2 months old, and this should be 3 to 4 months before harvesting. So we are removing the maize that we had planted here so that we give space to the sweet potatoes to continue. Now, are we supposed to water these sweet potatoes? Let me know if we need to water them because we only have 1 month. Looks like by now we already have some small sweet potatoes on roots. Maybe. I'll just check and see whether we need to water them. But as you can see, we have quite a bit of vegetables still surviving. That's the amaranth. We have others there. Yeah, but the leaves of these sweet potatoes are not showing any sign of drying up. They're just okay. So if that's the case, maybe we will harvest some sweet potatoes. So thank you so much for being with me throughout this video as we show you how our crops are on the farm. Mainly this season has been the end of the season for most of the crops. The maize, the cowpeas, the beans, and even the tomatoes, our spring onions. We have harvested some of our pawpaws, and yeah, I think it has been a good season. As we move into the next season, let's see how it goes, because the next thing we'll be doing on the farm is to prepare the land. Just dig it up and prepare the place for new crops. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.